Welcome back to the Caribou Data Science Challenge. It's time today for the random state report. This is we randomly select a U.S. state and do a COVID-19 analysis on it. Before we get started, I just want to let you know that there's a link to the SQLite database I'm using today and the R code in the description below. Also, please don't forget to click that red S button in the lower right-hand corner of the screen and subscribe to the Caribou Data Science channel. Okay, let's go out first of all. The database has actually already been updated. Let's pick a state. Arkansas. Okay. What we're doing here is we're simply taking the easy way out. Okay? Home of Bill Clinton. Now some of you probably think, oh, this is a bit of a cop-out, but it's okay because the report is still valid. It's about the data, it's not about how we get there. Okay. Interstates challenge file. Wonder how I get this to reread the directory. This is really strange. Why can't I see? Oh, no wonder. No wonder. Okay, let's see if this works now. This should do the trick. Like I say, there will be a walkthrough, but I'm just going to use the existing code since it already does everything we want it to. Okay, I just did the 27th. Okay, so let's just do a little rundown here. So once again, this is the random states challenge. We randomly selected Arkansas as the state for today. So let's load our database library. Let's connect to our database. Let's select the Arkansas data. Let's do a quick plot of the cumulative totals for Arkansas. And you can see the classic, upward trending cumulative cases, but it has to go up. Okay, that's the trouble. It has to go up. It appeared to flatten out here a little bit, which it actually did. Cases, a very distinct upward trend in cases. All right. Total cases, total deaths, with a red line meaning the 14-day moving average. So it's uh, well, the good news is there is some decline in cases, both in terms of the actual reported numbers and the 14-day average. Now, how we can have negative cases, I'm not really sure. Okay, but unfortunately, we look at the deaths by date. The pattern is clearly tending to trend upwards, which is sort of the reverse of a lot of the other states. We have decreasing states along with either level or declining deaths. I mean, because this is huge. I mean, even though it's only maybe the most 20 deaths per day, that that uh, that the trend line is just is not good. Okay, it may be a little more cheery news if we do the weekly and monthly. Well, as you can see, the cases have in fact declined a little bit, but deaths are continuing to remain high, almost 60 per week. Uh, Maybe a slight decrease, but overall, it's still a continual decline up since about the first middle of May. Death rates, these are percents, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6%. Uh, this 3% is higher than the national average, and it's also higher than uh, the states we've looked at so far. Let's do total new cases and deaths from June 1st to present. So this is a current spike. Cases really basically flat. You got these downward trends here. Yes, you can have negative cases and daily numbers. I'm sorry. Uh, as long as you know, except for this, how do you have a negative uh, case? The overall trend is basically pretty level, but say between 450 and 1,000. But if you look at the line itself, it's a very slight increase. Deaths are basically trending upward. There's no way else to put it. Starting here and you're finishing here, you can see the trend line going upwards. Top five counties as of top five counties as on the 26th. So we're plotting the case of death for the daily total for the 26th. So it could have been higher or yesterday, but that's not what we're concerned with. Okay, I see something. That can't be right. That can't be right. It can't continue to be the same states. It can't be the same every day. Okay. Geez, I was going crazy there for a second. I was like, it can't be the same 5 counties. Okay, here we go. Now we have the top 5 states for the single day total cases of actually October 26th, August 26th. The top 5 states ranked by the number of in this case so on August 26th, Arkansas County had on August 26th, Arkansas County had about 90 cases. Ashley had about 50 cases. Baxter, Benton, and Boone, you can see. So this is the top 5 cases for that day. Now that doesn't necessarily mean for the entire period of time from January to August. These are the have the highest cases, but it's probably true because these counties could also be the top 5 in terms of population. For some reason, this up here, I don't quite understand. Well, there you go. There you go. That explains that. Well, if that numbers are correct, then that's the good news for today. The top 5 states reporting cases reported very low number of deaths. Okay, so let's just rerun the complete report from the top. Come back and do a review. For Arkansas, cumulative cases as expected. Of course, I think the concern here is this continue at a fairly steep slope. It's not really leveling out any. Deaths continuing up. Deaths, of course, cumulative cases, crew deaths will never decrease. They can flatten, but they'll never decrease. Once again, cases by date, a decline from here up to now the last few days, maybe starting August through September to it's actually declining, possibly. Which that could be our good news so far. Because death, there really is no good news in terms of death, but the trend line and the actual numbers show a steady increase to above 20 per day. Weekly cases, okay, you can see 1, 2, 3 days below this peak here. So that's a little good news, I guess. But deaths still holding above 50. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5. For the 5 previous weeks, it has closed about 50 deaths per week. The death rate, again, is a little high, above the national average. National average is probably like 2%. The current spike beginning in June 1st, you can see its cases, a little decline right here. Not sure how you have negative cases. A little decline right here. So maybe that's the beginning of a trend. We can see the deaths are showing no indication of declining. So, I guess the good news is uh, cases appear to be declining, but deaths are holding. The good news is that the cases are apparently to decline and are in a bit of a decline. Okay, and here again is the top 5 counties. So these are the number of cases reported on August 26th. Okay, you can see, interesting enough, a steady decline in deaths. Well, the good news in deaths is they only average in like one death, or they only have like one death per week. So deaths is a mixed bag. Cases a little improvement, but anyway, that's it for the random states challenge for today. I want to thank you for joining me once again. I want to plead my case that you will, if you have not done so already, you will click on the red S button, bottom right hand corner, and subscribe. Right now I'm at 23. I want to get to 25 by the weekend. But anyway, thanks so much for stopping by. We'll catch you later on with the daily reports.